And good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to YourLiveEvent.com and our coverage today of high school baseball. Today, it's a 5A section matchup with the Pine River-Backus Tigers taking on the Mille Raiders. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Devin Kruger, and we welcome you to our Station 371 pregame show here in Pine River. Restock on food, fuel, and bait at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, has your quality Cenex gasoline, and they're one of the only area fuel stations with kerosene and off-road diesel. Station 371 in Pine River. Yes, indeed. Welcome to today's YourLiveEvent.com broadcast as we are set for high school baseball in a 5A section matchup. Should be a really nice matchup here today for our contest on YourLiveEvent.com. Devin Kruger here with you. Right now, cloudy skies. There are some breaks in the clouds. We expected sunny skies, and we just quite don't have them. So we are hoping the sun might pop out. Might have to shed the sweatshirt if we do, but we are expecting dry conditions here today for our broadcast. Big thanks to all of our great sponsors for helping us bring you today's action. We here on the pregame show, we will, of course, have a rundown of our two teams getting ready. Pine River-Backus is on the field warming up right now, and then we will have both coach interviews. We'll get to the starting lineups and our first pitch. It's Pine River-Backus. It is Mille. It is high school baseball here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Hanneken Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hanneken Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. While working with an independent agency like Hanneken Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hanneken Insurance Agency in Pine River. Let Hanneken Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure. With offices also in Little Falls, Piers, or Brainerd, and online at HannekenInsurance.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and bait at locally owned Station 371 in Pine River. Station 371 helps you fuel up with quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is one of the only stops with #1 diesel. Make sure to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with bait, tackle, snacks, along with fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local.
Communities prosper and grow when you bank locally. Everyone benefits. First National Bank has been serving the Lakes area since 1902, with their focus being on their customers and our communities. They are your hometown bank with hometown pride. First National Bank wishes all the area sports teams the best of luck and are happy to help bring you the live coverage. First National Bank is locally owned and operated with 10 branches from Walker to Baxter. Visit www.fnbnorth.com. The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like the PRB Activities page on Facebook for information on Booster Club events and fundraisers. The Booster Club could use your help with great events and fundraisers, all giving back to the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information, email prboosterclub1@gmail.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month, 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Booster Club and all its...
And we welcome you back to the Station 371 pregame show for high school baseball, Mille and Pine River-Backus, as we take a look now at our two teams coming into today's contest. First, the visitors, the Mille Raiders, head coached by Tyler Soderstrom, 4-4 on the season, so they are 8 games into this 2026 season, 2-1 in games against Section 5A opponents. Coming off a loss on Tuesday to one of their big rivals, 9th-ranked Ogilvie, a conference and section matchup as the Lions defeated the Raiders 6-5. Through 8 games, the Raiders are scoring 7.1 runs per game. They've been shut out 1 time on the year. They are allowing 5.1 runs per contest. They have, however, had 3 defensive shutouts through their first 8 games. They were 15-10 last year, and tomorrow they are actually heading up to Nevis to play a doubleheader in a bit of a tournament. They're taking on Nevis and Berthoud at Ferndale. So 3 games in a very short amount of time for the Mille Raiders. For the PRB Tigers, they're coming in 3-3 overall, 2-1 in Section 5A as well. They're coming off a win yesterday. They lost on Tuesday. They've had 2 close games so far this week. They lost Tuesday against Clearbrook-Gonvick. It was their 3rd straight loss, and then they broke that little skid yesterday And, of course, yesterday they were able to win with a 9-7 victory out at Lake Park Audubon. Lake Park Audubon with the win Pine River-Backus with the win yesterday. Fairly similar stats in terms of the runs and runs allowed through 6 games. The Tigers scoring 7.6 runs per contest. They have been shut out 1 time. They're allowing 6.2 runs per contest with 1 defensive shutout. Tigers were 9-9 last year. These two teams met last year in the regular season. Mille Lacs won at 9-1. They did not play in 2024. They met twice in 2023. PRB won both matchups, one in the regular season and one in the playoffs. And PRB also won in 2022, which was the first year for the Mille Lacs Raiders co-op where these two teams met in the series. So the Tigers are 3-1 in the series over the course of the last 4 seasons. Tigers are scheduled to be back at it on Monday. Now, of course, weather is definitely suspect on Monday. So they are taking on Bagley here on the home field. We are expected and planning on having that one right here on yourliveevent.com. Let's look at how the teams compare heading into today's game. When we come back, we'll hear from our head coaches. First, we'll chat with Tyler Soderstrom, head coach of the Mille Lacs Raiders, and then we'll chat with Mike Donnell, head coach for the PRB Tigers. It's high school baseball today in a Section 5A matchup, regular season here in yourliveevent.com.
Hanneken Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hanneken Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. While working with an independent agency like Hanneken Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hanneken Insurance Agency in Pine River. Let Hanneken Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure. With offices also in Little Falls, Piers, or Brainerd, and online at HannekenInsurance.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and bait at locally owned Station 371 in Pine River. Station 371 helps you fuel up with quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is one of the only stops with #1 diesel. Make sure to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with bait, tackle, snacks, along with fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local.
We're back with you on the Station 371 pregame show here on yourliveevent.com. High school baseball today, and now joining us from the Mille Lacs Raiders, Tyler Soderstrom. Coach, thrilled to see you for the first time here this year. Obviously, it's always great when we get 2 of our local teams battling. Thank you, as always, for a few minutes to talk some Raiders baseball and about today's matchup.
Yeah, always a pleasure to talk with you, Devin.
Let's start with up to this point. You're 8 games in, which with the roller coaster ride we've been on for Mother Nature, I'm guessing that a lot of your outside time has been playing ball games. So take us through. You're kind of towards that halfway point. What have you really liked from what this team has shown you so far?
Yeah, up to this point, we're 4-4, and really our biggest strength up to this point has been our pitching. We've had a few guys that have really excelled, including Sam Habeisen, who we knew he's been our ace for a few years now, and then Wesley Harrington has really developed into like a legitimate number 2 for us, who's really looked good so far this year. Then a couple guys that are kind of getting their first varsity innings this year. Evan Reamer and Ricky Zorman have both pitched some good innings for us too. And the pitching has been solid. The batting has been hit and miss. It's kind of been coming around a little bit later, and we're still coming around in the fielding. Really, our weakest point has just been we're making too many errors in the field. Our pitchers are throwing strikes and even getting weak contact, and we're not making the plays we should in the field yet, and it's cost us a couple games so far.
And obviously, as a coach, you're looking to work on that, and it needs to build towards section time. As you again get towards the halfway point of the season, and you're ready to turn that calendar to May. What are you trying to do? What are some of the biggest things that you're working with the guys on, just to try to get a little bit more solid? Especially because with these small schools, you have to move pieces around depending on who's on the mound.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Wednesday practice this week was a heavy defensive day. I mean, we went hard on the infield reps and the drills, and just really trying to solidify that infield. And you're right, we don't know who is our starting third baseman necessarily, every game, or when Sam isn't pitching, he's at shortstop, and we've tried different guys at short and second up to this point as well. So yeah, we don't know for sure what our best defensive setup is yet. We're still trying some guys out, just like we're doing in the lineup, So, and like you said, the goal is we want to be strongest when we hit the section playoffs. So this time of year, we're figuring things out.
You're coming off a close loss to a really good rival with Ogilvie 6-5. Obviously, that's one of your conference and section matchups. Take us through that matchup and just kind of what you felt were the deciding factors in a good battle, but a close loss for the Raiders.
Yeah, we've had one-run games. I think the last 4 games or so, I think with Ogilvie have been one-run games. So it just always seems like it ends up. They're always a good team. They're always well coached. And it was a battle. Wesley Harrington started for us that game, and he pitched really well. He gave us, I think, 6 1/3 good innings. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think 2 earned runs maybe. But he did a great job of keeping us in the game. Again, it was too many errors. Some unearned runs that really cost us. But to the guys' credit, like they battled back. We were losing from the top of the first inning. We never had a lead in that game. And in the bottom of the 7th, we had the tying run on first base and the winning run on first, or we had the tying run on third base and the winning run on first base with 2 outs. And, we had a chance to win it in the bottom of the 7th and just came up a little bit short.
With Pine River-Backus, this is another one. It's a section matchup, and you're kind of you've played over the last few years. So this is that budding rivalry, you could say, between the Raiders and the Tigers. What do you recall, if anything, from last year's battle, and then of course kind of what they bring back and what you expect from the Tigers?
Yeah, I mean, I know Mike well. We're actually from the same hometown, so we've known each other for a long time. And again, it's another one of those teams that they're always well coached. Regardless of the turnover in the team, you know that they're going to play good baseball, and he's always going to find some good ball players and put together a good team. I guess what I remember from last year's team is one of our seniors from last year's team, Josiah Mille, actually pitched a no-hitter in this game when we played last year, and I think he had 4 hits in the game. So he kind of single-handedly won that game for us a year ago, and obviously he's not here anymore. So, but obviously we got Sam Habeisen on the mound and a very good pitcher today that we know will keep us in this game.
With a close loss earlier in the week, what would a win today mean for the Raiders as you go forward and try to continue to build that confidence?
Oh, it's really huge. I mean, Pine River is in the same subsection as us too, so you always want to have that head-to-head win over them when it comes to subsection seeding time. So yeah, not just for the subsection. Also, like you said, kind of a momentum builder. Especially we have 2 games tomorrow. We go to Nevis tomorrow, and we have a doubleheader there. So we got 3 games in the next 24 hours here, basically. So a win today would go a long ways towards helping build that momentum in tomorrow.
Coach, appreciate the time as always. Great to see you and the guys here. Good luck to you and the Raiders. We'll talk to you afterwards.
Thanks, Devin.
Tyler Satterstrom, head coach for Mille. Join us as we break. More on the pregame coming right up here on yourliveevent.com.
Hanneken Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hanneken Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. While working with an independent agency like Hanneken Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hanneken Insurance Agency in Pine River. Let Hanneken Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure. With offices also in Little Falls, Piers, or Brainerd, and online at HannekenInsurance.com.
Welcome back to our Station 371 pregame show. High school baseball today. As joining us now is Mike Donnell, head coach for the PRB Tigers. Very excited to get my first look at your squad this year. Obviously, with 2 of our area teams, 2 of our favorites going at it. The clouds came, but it's still looking like a nice day, Coach. Thanks for a couple minutes.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Rumor has it that a cloudy sky is easier to track a fly ball, so for the terms of playing baseball, that's probably good, but we'd probably prefer some sunshine.
It would warm it up quite a bit, but nonetheless, we're getting games in. You're 6 games in, coming off a win last night. Went out to Lake Park Audubon, got a hard-fought battle victory at 9-7. Take us through that game last night and how you found a way to come out on top.
Yeah, I started out and we got a few runs to start the game, and then we struggled defensively, and Lake Park was able to chip back into it. So it's kind of a back and forth affair. The winds out there west were really, really howling, so there were some wind-aided hits/errors on both teams' behalf. But our pitching, including our starter Gage Parkin, settled in and really gave Lake Park Audubon some fits. And Dawson Dable came in, he too settled in, and we were able to get some timely runs when we needed and played good defense at the right time too.
Being that you do have the 6 games in, when we're starting to get to that back end of April, and we know that it's been quite the roller coaster ride, especially with Mother Nature. What so far has the 2026 Tigers, what have they shown you that you're really excited about as the season plays on?
What I'm excited about is that even though we are senior heavy in our roster, there are some underclassmen that are stepping up and getting some valuable experience, and still trying to figure out where people, best fit and where we can have the most success, both individually and as a team.
When it comes to the things that you're really focused on improving, where do you see the biggest steps forward needing to take for this team to be successful?
I don't know if we have enough time on the pregame interview, but if I were to narrow it down, we do need to hit, and we've been struggling with hitting lately, but we really need to start being aggressive at the plate and putting the bat on the ball. Having something productive happen doesn't necessarily need to be a hit, but putting the ball in play, usually good things happen.
Mille is in town. It's obviously a big section matchup. You got them on the schedule here the last couple of years. This is one of those where you could certainly see it budding as a great rivalry, especially if you can stay in Section 5A. What do you know about what they bring back, and what do you expect from the Raiders?
Yeah, I always expect Tyler to have a well-coached team that really hits the ball, puts the ball in play, and they're just a sound team. And I feel like, our size of schools, they might be up and we're down, and it's kind of back and forth. And a couple years one team may have another team's number, but it just seems like it's always good to come out there and play them, because you know that you're going to have to bring your best to beat a team like Mille.
For your guys, if you can string together back-to-back wins to end this week, what would that do for this team as we head into the final days of April?
Yeah, wins, are at a premium. Anytime you can get a win, it's a big thing for kids. And, even last night's victory, as sloppy as it was, a win goes a long way, and it builds confidence. And I think that that's something that's just invaluable and doesn't show up on a stat sheet. So, yeah, it's always nice to go into a couple days off with a good feeling. So, it'd be great. But we also know that it's a long season. And like I said, we're still figuring out who we are and finding ways to win games. And we always know that playing our best ball at the end of May is what's most important.
Coach, always appreciate the time. Really looking forward to this one. We'll talk to you after the matchup, and good luck to you and the Tigers.
Appreciate you, Devin.
Mike Donnell, head coach for Pine River-Backus, joined us as we break more pregame coming right up for high school baseball today on YourLiveEvent.com.
Hanneken Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hanneken Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. While working with an independent agency like Hanneken Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hanneken Insurance Agency in Pine River. Let Hanneken Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure. With offices also in Little Falls, Piers, or Brainerd, and online at HannekenInsurance.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and bait at locally owned Station 371 in Pine River. Station 371 helps you fuel up with quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the one of the only stops with #1 diesel. Make sure to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with bait, tackle, snacks, along with fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local.
Communities prosper and grow when you bank locally. Everyone benefits. First National Bank has been serving the Lakes area since 1902, with their focus being on their customers and our communities. They are your hometown bank with hometown pride. First National Bank wishes all the area sports teams the best of luck and are happy to help bring you the live coverage. First National Bank is locally owned and operated with 10 branches from Walker to Baxter. Visit www.fnbnorth.com. The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like the PRB Activities page on Facebook for information on Booster Club events and fundraisers. The Booster Club could use your help with great events and fundraisers, all giving back to the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information, email prboosterclub1@gmail.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month, 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Booster Club and all its...
And welcome back to our Station 371 pregame shows. We got our coaches' thoughts on today's game. It is Mille 4-4, Pine River-Backus 3-3. Coverage today on YourLiveEvent.com. Also brought to you by your friends at Country Dock Veterinary Clinic in Pine River, Tremolo Communications, River-Backus, Locker, Watt Computer Solutions of Pine River, Bliss Salon and Boutique in Pequot Lakes, and Sherwood Florist and Garden Center in Pine River, along with all of the advertisers you hear throughout today's broadcast. Cannot do it without them. Big thanks for them for being part of our program. The sun did break out. The skies are lightening up a little bit here. We'll see if the temperatures climb a little bit, but nonetheless, we'll take it here for mid to late April here in Pine River-Backus. Devin Kruger here with you as the coaches and umpires are meeting at home plate. Let's take you through today's starting lineups. First, for the Mille Raiders, under head coach Tyler Soderstrom, 4-4 on the season, 2-1 in Section 5A games. Leading off, playing center field, is junior Wesley Harrington. On the hill is senior Sam Haybison. He will bat second. Batting third at second base, senior Gabe Honick. Hitting cleanup for the Raiders in right field, senior Mark Vossen. Behind the dish for the Raiders, catching Eric Harrington. He's a senior. He will bat fifth. Batting sixth, senior first baseman Drake Bando. The Raiders will use the designated hitter. That'll be Tristan Schweik. He's in the number 7 spot. The junior will be batting for sophomore left fielder Gabe Schleiss. Hitting eighth at third base, junior Evan Reamer. And rounding out the order for Mille at shortstop, freshman Coates Thornton. So once again, it's Wesley Harrington, Haybison, Honick, Vossen, Eric Harrington, Bando, Schweik, Reamer, and Thornton for the Mille Raiders. For the Pine River-Backus Tigers, 3-3 on the season overall, 2-1 as well in Section 5A games for head coach Mike Donnell. Both these teams with quite a bit of seniors in that starting lineup. For the Tigers, leading off at second base, senior Ozzy Swinajewski. Hitting second at shortstop, sophomore Gage Parkin. Pitching for the Tigers today, and as senior batting third, Jonathan Sjogren. The catcher for the Tigers batting cleanup, senior Andrew Volk. Batting fifth in left field, senior Brady Mongan. At first base, sophomore Dawson Dable. He'll hit sixth. At third base on the other corner is senior Torrin Desmond. He'll bat seventh. Batting eighth in center field, senior Owen Dable. And in right field, hitting ninth for PRB is junior Brody Day. For the Tigers, Swidajewski, Parkin, Sjogren, Volk, Mongan, Dawson Dable, Desmond, Owen Dable, and Day. Those are your starting lineups. And when we come back, we'll have our opening pitch. It is Mille and Pine River-Backus High School Baseball today on YourLiveEvent.com.
Hanneken Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hanneken Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. While working with an independent agency like Hanneken Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hanneken Insurance Agency in Pine River. Let Hanneken Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure. With offices also in Little Falls, Piers, or Brainerd, and online at HannekenInsurance.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and bait at locally owned Station 371 in Pine River. Station 371 helps you fuel up with quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the one of the only stops with #1 diesel. Make sure to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with bait, tackle, snacks, along with fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local.
Communities prosper and grow when you bank locally. Everyone benefits. First National Bank has been serving the Lakes area since 1902, with their focus being on their customers and our communities. They are your hometown bank with hometown pride. First National Bank wishes all the area sports teams the best of luck and are happy to help bring you the live coverage. First National Bank is locally owned and operated with 10 branches from Walker to Baxter. Visit www.fnbnorth.com. The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like the PRB Activities page on Facebook for information on Booster Club events and fundraisers. The Booster Club could use your help with great events and fundraisers, all giving back to the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information, email prboosterclub1@gmail.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month, 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Booster Club and all its...
Schrupp Excavating LLC.
We welcome you back to Pine River as we are getting ready for baseball today with the PRB Tigers and Mille Raiders. Kind of an extended meeting at the home plate area. Now, of course, Coach Soderstrom of Mille said that he and Mike Donnell grew up in the same hometown. So, a lot of times I've done baseball for a lot of years, and there are so many times that the teams don't take the full 15 minutes, and they hit so they're basically ready to go, and you're starting 5. I've even had some of them, 7 minutes early. And now, of course, today I was all ahead of things, had a good plan, and was ready to go at about 3 minutes to 4 o'clock, the scheduled start time, and now we're sitting at 4:04. We're still waiting first pitch. So we welcome you back. Let's take a look at the schedule. Lots of other things that are going on here today, including 2 other baseball broadcasts that are featured within our company on KKIN AM 930 FM 103.1. They're going to be delayed a little bit as it's going to be Aiken and number 8 in AA Duluth Marshall. They have a great rivalry. Actually played 3 games in Aiken today. Moose Lake Willow River took on Aiken at 1 o'clock, and then it was Duluth Marshall versus Moose Lake Willow River. And then we're bringing you the Hilltoppers and Gobblers matchup, which was the originally scheduled game for today. That one is going to be running behind, but the pregame was set for 4:40 on KKI and AM 930 FM 103.1. The Gobbler, and then Pequot Lakes at number 2 in AA, St. Cloud Cathedral in the Granite Ridge matchup. That one's scheduled for this evening, 6:40 pregame, and a 7 o'clock first pitch down at Dick Putz Field in St. Cloud, as that one will be on KLKS Talk 100. Devin Kruger here with you as the meeting at home plate is finished. The coaches now having their final huddle with the players. The Mille Raiders in the camouflage black tops with the gray pants. The Tigers with the black shirts with white pants, orange numbers and letters for the Tigers, gold numbers and letters for the Raiders. Outside of our broadcast, other matchups today in high school baseball. Pillager hosting the number 7 ranked team in Class A, Parker's Prairie. McGregor's at Hinckley Finlayson. Piers at Foley. Sartell at Little Falls. And Detroit Lakes at number 7 in AA, Staples Motley. In softball today, I'll have to check the old scoreboard as Pine River-Backus and Mille actually both headed to LaPorte today for softball. And with that, the Tigers were taking on LaPorte at 2 o'clock. Pine River-Backus taking on Mille Lacs. That one should be on right now. And then Mille Lacs will take on LaPorte following that matchup. Also, Pequot Lakes hosting Nevis. That one was scheduled for a 3:30 start time. Osakis at Pillager. McGregor at Hill City Northland. And Walker Hackensack Gately hosting Sabika. That's your baseball and softball slate for today. Minnesota Twins baseball, after losing 2 of 3 to the New York Mets, they are down in Tampa Bay. First of a weekend set tonight, 5:30 on Real Country 94.3. Jonathan Sjogren is on the bump, the senior right-hander for the Pine River-Backus Tigers. I do not have pitching stats for the Tigers. We do have hitting stats for both teams. Sam Habeisen, who opposes for the Mille Raiders. Coach Soderson talked about him being the ace of the staff, and there's no doubt about that. He has allowed just 1 run unearned in 16 innings so far this season, so he has an ERA of 0. Looking at the Pine River-Backus defense, behind Sjogren, the senior pitcher, you've got Andrew Volk, senior behind the plate catching, sophomore Dawson Dable at first, senior Ozzie Swidajewski at second, senior Torrin Desmond at third, and sophomore Gage Parkin at the shortstop hole. Your outfielders left to right for the Tigers, Brody Mangan at left, senior Owen Dable at center, and junior Brody Day over in right field. That's a look at the PRB defense. Again, for the Mille Raiders, leading off here, top of the first inning, Wesley Harrington, Sam Habeisen, and Gabe Honick. Harrington hitting .333 on the year with 3 doubles, 5 RBIs, and 10 runs scored, as we have Andrew Volk ready to throw it down to get us started here today. So around a 9-minute past 4 o'clock start. Sunny skies, I'll say mostly sunny skies with a few clouds, and we are ready for baseball. Thank you for joining us here today on YourLiveEvent.com. Prepared with cloudy skies when I arrived, with a sweatshirt, and yes, I grabbed the umbrella just in case. Our first pitch today from Sjogren catches the outside corner, and it's strike 1 on Wesley Harrington. Defense all playing straight away. Now Harrington squares, bunts first base side. Good reaction time by Sjogren, and easily throws it down to first. Want to get that bunt a little closer to the line. Sjogren did a nice job recognizing on a late square up by Harrington. Tried to bunt his way on, but instead grounds into a 1-3 putout for the game's opening out. Big thanks to Station 371 in Pine River, helping us bring you the pregame show. Stepping in now, senior Sam Habeisen. And the first pitch missing, ball one. Habeisen hitting .316 on the year so far through 8 games with a double, 5 driven in, 10 runs scored, on base percentage of .538. He's drawn a number of walks this year. The 1-0 with the bases empty, hit and lifted to left field. This one down fast, going running and dropping in front of the lunging Owen Dable is Habeisen's single with 1 out here in the top of the first. Great effort by Owen Dable, but that ball just dropping fast enough. It bounced right underneath his glove as he was lunging for it, and Habeisen is aboard. Not quite the Texas League blooper, but of course with a hitter like Habeisen, Tigers were giving him plenty of respect, and he dropped it in for a 1-out single. Here's Gabe Honick, leading hitter at .393 for the Raiders, and here's a nice off-speed pitch. Changeup in for strike one on Honick. Honick with a couple of doubles, the triple, 2 RBIs, and 10 driven in for the Raiders. Raiders have not had a home run this year. Coach Soderstrom is telling me that it's a deep field in Isle, and they've played quite a few home games. Runner goes. Here's a called strike. Throw is on the first base side. It's going to be knocked down. Swidojewski did a nice job just to make sure that stayed in front. It's going to be 0-2 on Honick as Habeisen moves into scoring position with a stolen bag. 1 out here, top of the first. We are just underway. Both coaches talked about fielding. One of the big things that they are looking to improve. 0-2 on Honick. Sjogren will look back at Habeisen. Nobody really holding him on, and Habeisen, a very veteran player. Great baseball IQ. Here's the pitch, and right down the middle, strike 3 called. Little two-seam action, and Honick is caught looking for strikeout number 1 and out number 2 here in the top of the first. Brings up senior right fielder Mark Vossen. Hitting .333 with a double and 3 driven in. Left-handed stick steps in with Habeisen at second and 2 away. Sjogren with a check of the runner, and the first pitch swing and a opposite field single. Habeisen will round third. He's coming home. Here comes the throw from Mongan on a hop, and it's off the glove of Volk. Habeisen slides just underneath it. It looked like it was going to be bang, bang at the plate. The ball took a hop, and it just glanced off the glove of Volk as he tried to quickly swipe down the tag. It'll be an RBI single for Vossen. Coming around to score is Habeisen. Vossen will go to second on the throw home. He gets an RBI single, and Mille takes a quick 1-0 lead here in Pine River. Now stepping in, Eric Harrington. First pitch swinging for Vossen, and he drives in the game's first run. Harrington hitting .174 on the year with 4 driven in, the senior catcher, with Vossen at second. The pitch from Sjogren, and that one just above the letters, ball 1. Sjogren hitting the strike zone early, which is always a good sign from your starting pitcher. Second one drops just below, so he missed just high and then missed just low. Catchers usually have a good eye at the plate, and it's 2-0 on Eric Harrington. Check of Vossen at second. Vossen takes a big step towards third, and Sjogren's going to step off the rubber and look him back. Winds blowing from right field in as here's a pitch, swing and a miss on an off speed. He got Eric way ahead of that one, 2-1. That's a heck of a change of pace from Sjogren. And he's already dropped that in for a strike a couple of times. Nice little crowd has come out to watch the boys play, and here's a swing and a miss on another bit of a slider. And back-to-back breaking pitches has Sjogren squaring things up. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A runner on second with the Raiders up 1-0. Sjogren ready from the stretch, and the pitch swung and popped up back and out of play. It'll stay 2-2. Get some of those youngsters to go foul ball chasing today. Sjogren gets the one he wants from Volk. Another 2-2. Vossen another big step towards third, and again he steps off enough to, with Sjogren paying attention. Sjogren will step off the rubber and look him back and reset. And now Sjogren misses inside on a 2-2. Full count to Harrington, the senior catcher. Drake Bando would be next. Here's the pitch, and that one, look out, that one. Shogun tried to come with a little extra heat and missed up high, and Harrington draws the walk to put runners at first and second with 2 down for the Raiders, top of the first inning. Courtesy runner coming in for Harrington. It's going to be Hennigan Reyes. Reyes on first now with Vossen at second. Here's Drake Bando. Senior first baseman hitting .250 on the season. Looking for his first RBI. Wesley Harrington tried to bunt his way on and got thrown out. Then a single by Haybison, stole second, and right now that's the big difference as he was able to score on Vossen's RBI single to left field. Here's the first pitch, and that one inside off the plate, 1-0 to Bando. Friday afternoon baseball here in Pine River. Shogun from the stretch. Now here's a turn and a fake of a throwback as Vossen dives in safely. Both teams at 500 coming into today. Here's the pitch from Shogun. A swing and a foul tip at the plate. Bando is way ahead of it and just got a piece. It's 1-1. Vossen at second, Reyes the courtesy runner at first. First baseman Dawson Dable not holding the runner on. Here's the pitch, and here's a bouncer to the right side. Scooped up, bobbled at second, another bobble, the turn, the throw to first, and it will be in time. Nice stretch at first by Dawson Dable after Swidajewski bobbled it. And the Tigers get out of the inning as Bando grounds out 4-3 for the third out. But the Raiders strike. In the top of the first inning, they get 1 run on a pair of hits. 2 runners were left on board. No errors on the Tigers. And Pine River-Backus will come to the plate for the first time when we come back. It is 1-0 Mille Lacs here on YourLiveEvent.com. Today's coverage is also brought to you on YourLiveEvent.com by Laco Heating and Air in Pine River, Serenity Now Yarn and Alpaca Shop in Pine River, Trustworthy Components of Pine River, Barnum's Pine River Napa, and Plumbing Etc. in Pine River.
Hennigan Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hennigan Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. While working with an independent agency like Hennigan Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hennigan Insurance Agency in Pine River. Let Hennigan Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure. With offices also in Little Falls, Piers, or Brainerd, and online at HenniganInsurance.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and bait at locally owned Station 371 in Pine River. Station 371 helps you fuel up with quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the one of the only stops with #1 diesel. Make sure to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with bait, tackle, snacks, along with fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local
Community.
Welcome back to Pine River. Devin Kruger here with you as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Mille Lacs tallying a run in the top half. Sam Haybison on the hill for the Mille Lacs Raiders. 3-1 on the year. He has a loss despite not allowing an earned run. Allowed just 1 run on 5 hits in 16 innings. 32 strikeouts to 5 walks. ERA of 0, batters against. Hitting just .089 against Haybison. He'll be tossing to senior battery mate Eric Harrington behind the plate, senior Drake Bando at first, senior Gabe Honick at second, junior Evan Reamer at third, freshman Coach Thornton, the shortstop for the Mille Lacs Raiders. Outfielders, Gabe Schleiss, the sophomore in left, junior Wesley Harrington at center, and senior Mark Vossen in right. Ozzie Swidajewski steps in to lead off for the Tigers, takes the ball. Here's the 1-0. Haybison works quickly and a swing and a miss on a fastball, and it's a ball and a strike. Swidajewski hitting .182 on the season, 2 hits in 11 at-bats, both singles. 1 run scored. Here's a 1-1, and that fastball high and away. 2-1 as the Tigers get a quick look at the Mille Lacs Raiders ace. Haybison doesn't waste really much any time, knows what he wants to throw. Here's the pitch and a fastball strike across the letters, 2-2. Coach Soderstrom said he's got some looks to potentially play college at the next level if he chooses to. Here's the 2-2 and a swing and a roller first base side. Bando with the scoop. He'll flip it to Haybison. Great job by Haybison. That good awareness. Ball on the right side, and he took off to the bag right away. That's a 3-1 putout to open up the bottom of the first. Nobody on, one out for sophomore shortstop Gage Parkin. Mille leading 1-0. Gage Parkin hitting .211 for the Tigers. Has himself a double and 5 runs scored with a couple of RBIs. Nobody aboard here. Haybison winds and fires, and the first pitch fastball way up top, 1-0. Wind calms down for a little bit, and boy, that makes it feel different. Here's the 1-0, and that one upstairs, and 2-0 as Haybison falls behind the sophomore Parkin. Coach Mike Donnell said that even though he had a big senior-laden roster, key underclassmen in spots, and here's a called strike 2-1. One of them in this sophomore Parkin. Dable, a sophomore at first. Brody Day, a junior, in the 9 spot in right field. 2 balls in a strike, and here's a swing and a miss. Good cut by Parkin, but whiffs on the fastball. 2-2 as Haybison battles back. The wind and the fire, and a breaking ball swung on and missed. Nice curveball. Parkin in front. Strikeout number 1 for Haybison. 2 down and nobody on. Bottom of the first for senior Jonathan Sjogren. Sjogren hitting .353 for the Tigers. Got himself 3 doubles, a triple, 9 RBIs, leads the team. 7 runs scored, second on the team. First pitch is low and outside from Haybison, 1-0. It's one thing when you're broadcasting baseball, you always got to try to get a rhythm of the pitcher, and certainly seen in the last couple of years, pitchers don't take as much time on the mound. I'm not sure if the pros doing the pitch clock helped that. The Haybison is one of the quickest workers I've seen. Here's the 1-0 and a swing and a miss. Sjogren late on the heater, 1-1. Put that fastball right on the outer edge. Really nice location there by Sam Haybison. Gets the call from Eric Harrington. Quickly the 1-1, and that one just off the plate. Didn't miss by much. 2-1. Good take by Sjogren. Sjogren checks the count with the umpire, make sure he knows where he's at. Here comes Haybison's 1-2, and there's a swing and a miss, 2-1. Now 2-2. Nobody aboard here in the bottom of the first for the Tigers. Haybison looking for a clean start. Shakes off the first one, now into the windup. The 2-2, and a swing and a miss. He sent the fastball by. Back-to-back strikeouts to end the bottom of the first. Tigers go quietly, no runs, no hits, and nobody left after 1 here in Pine River. It is Mille 1, Pine River-Backus nothing here on your liveevent.com.
Hanneken Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hanneken Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. While working with an independent agency like Hanneken Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hanneken Insurance Agency in Pine River. Let Hanneken Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure. With offices also in Little Falls, Piers, or Brainerd, and online at HannekenInsurance.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and bait at locally owned Station 371 in Pine River. Station 371 helps you fuel up with quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is one of the only stops with #1 diesel. Make sure to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with bait, tackle, snacks, along with fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local.
Communities prosper and grow when you bank locally. Everyone benefits. First National Bank has been serving the Lakes area since 1902, with their focus being on their customers and our communities. They are your hometown bank with hometown pride. First National Bank wishes all the area sports teams the best of luck and are happy to help bring you the live coverage. First National Bank is locally owned and operated with 10 branches from Walker to Baxter. Visit www.fnbnorth.com.
Devin Kruger back with you here on your liveevent.com as we go to the top of inning number 2 here in Pine River. The Mille Raiders An RBI single by Mark Vossen. Driving in Sam Haybeisen gives the Raiders the 1-0 lead here in the second. 7-8-9 due up for the Raiders. Designated hitter Tristan Schweik will lead things off, followed by Evan Reamer and Coach Thornton. Schweik steps in, and a first pitch breaking ball for Sjogren just stays inside for ball one. Schweik hitting 133 with a double, a couple of driven in, a couple of runs scored in the DH spot. Now breaking ball bounced left side, Torian Desmond, and just wide of the bag, it's foul. That would have been a tough play for Desmond. Took kind of a hip-high hop and went past his glove, but just wide of the bag over at third. So Schweik will step back in, leading off the top of the second. Sjogren ready, the step in the pitch, and a late swing, and it's bounced. And hey, nicely gloved over there by assistant coach for the Mille Raiders. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So bounce one foul on the left, bounce one foul on the right. Sjogren gets ahead of him 1-2. Here's the kick of the pitch, and a swing and a pop. Foul ball right side, and nobody will get to this one. Andrew Volk shed the helmet, but didn't have enough time. That ball wasn't hit very high in the air, so no chance to get underneath. It was right towards the on-deck circle, so Evan Reamer was backpedaling to get out of the way. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes to Schweik, the junior DH. Here it comes from Sjogren, and a breaking ball, and whoo, that one was close. Sjogren was asking, and I was about to ask the same thing. Must have missed just above the letters. So now 2-2, and that one just off the black, and that is back-to-back pitches really close for Jonathan Sjogren. Full count to Schweik. Testing that strike zone. Here it comes, and there he late swinging a foul back and out of play. Schweik will stay alive with a full count, 3-2. This is one where Sjogren, you don't want to lose him because you're going to be pretty frustrated with 2 really close pitches. And now here's a bouncer left side right through for a base hit. Schweik squared that one up and shot it right through the hole on the left side, and the Mille Raiders have a leadoff base runner. Brings up junior Evan Reamer, hitting .250 on the year with an RBI and 4 runs scored. Mille a 1-0 lead. We're just underway in the top of the second inning. Dawson Dable will try to hold Schweik a step closer. Not a very big lead at all for Schweik. First pitch for Reamer. Low and outside. That one gets by. That will move the runner up. Schweik to second on the wild pitch. And it's ball 1 to Evan Reamer. Sjogren's a senior veteran, but again, you had back-to-back pitches just missed the strike zone. And then a solid base hit for Schweik. So I'm sure there's a little bit of frustration and trying to put a little extra on that first pitch, ended up throwing it in the dirt. And now Schweik in scoring position. Here comes the 1-0, and that one low, and it's 2-0 on Evan Reamer. Sjogren takes a little extra time with a couple extra steps. Now he looks into Volk and has the one he wants. The kick, the pitch, and a swing and a miss. Nice breaking ball. That's that kind of slow, curving, almost slider type action from Jonathan Sjogren. And he was down 2-0 to a batter in the first inning. Came back with back-to-back breaking balls. He can throw them around that strike zone. Got Reamer to offer at it. Now a look back at second, the step in the pitch, and another breaking ball. This one catches the inside edge, and it's 2-2 to Evan Reamer. Nice job by Sjogren to come back. Schweik is at second. Here comes the 2-2 and another breaking ball, and that one just missed. And Sjogren with some visible frustration, and that is yet another one that just missed the strike zone. Full count for Evan Reamer. Here it is, and that one outside, and it's a walk. Second walk issued by Sjogren. And part of it is, of course, just adjusting and They're not going to get that extra inch on the edge. You got to adjust, and I know sometimes that can be dangerous. Here's freshman shortstop Coach Thornton. First and second, nobody out. First pitch down in the dirt, and it gets away from Volk again. Another wild pitch, and the Mille Lacs Raiders are in business. Runners at second and third with nobody out here in the top of the second inning. Number 9 batter, Coach Thornton up. The very dangerous top of the order due up next. Thornton hitting 150 on the year with a double and 3 driven in, and now he's got 2 in scoring position. Desmond will come in on the edge at third. Now here's a swing and a bouncer. It's going to be scooped up at short. They'll go for the play at first, and there is the out, but an RBI for the freshman shortstop. 6-3 on the ground out, but he gets the RBI as Schweik scores. Moving to third is Evan Reamer. And it's going to be a 2-0 lead for Mille Lacs. So a little of the each. Mille Lacs gets another one on the board. The Tigers get a much-needed first out here in the top of the second. Now to the top of the order, Wesley Harrington. Runner at third with 1 down, and the first pitch swinging a pop-up. That one's back out of play over the top of us. Harrington tried to surprise the Tigers with a bunt, but Sjogren was all over it for the 1-3 putout. Defense playing pretty much straight away. The middle infielder is now creeping in a little bit, and now Sjogren's going to step off as Evan Reamer was doing a little deacon over there at third. Here's the 0-1, and here's his bunt. First base side, and a beauty. Reamer took off the flip to first, but the sacrifice bunt works to perfection. Kind of a safety squeeze. Reamer took a couple of big steps, but not a full-blown break for the plate. Harrington, another 1-3 putout, but it's a sacrifice bunt RBI. Bases are now empty. The lead is 3-0 for Mille Lacs, and the batter is Sam Habeisen. So runs in each of the first 2 innings, and the first one from Sjogren in the dirt, nicely blocked by Volk, but it's 1-0 on Habeisen. Bottom of the order setting the table. Now here's a swing and a bouncer, and that one is past Desmond at third. Just missed his glove. Thought he had it measured up, and it's out in left field. Habeisen starts his day 2 for 2. He tries to restart things for the Raiders. 2 outs in the inning. He's at first for Gabe Honick, who was caught looking for a third strike in his first time up. Cloud cover comes back with a little bit of breeze. Habeisen takes off. Andrew Volk, the throw to second on the first base side, and Habeisen swipes second again. It's ball 1 to Honick. So Habeisen helping his own cause a little bit, or trying to at least. He's now got a 3-0 lead and hasn't allowed an earned run yet this year. So the Tigers are going to have to try to find some offense. Right now they got to get. Now here's a pickoff play and the throw high, but Swiatkowski able to climb the ladder and not allow that one to go into center field. 3-0 Mille Lacs. 2 outs here in the top of the second. Check to second. The 1-0 to Honick inside, and he's behind 2-0. Should say Sjogren's behind. Honick's ahead 2-0. Swiatkowski takes a step towards second, trying to keep Habeisen a step close. Now the pitch and a swing, and that one's just off the very end of the bat. Just getting a piece with Honick. It's 2 balls and a strike. Sjogren leaning in, already ready for the sign from Volk. 2 balls, 1 strike. 1, 2, 3 looks back a second. Now here's a swing and a drive to center. Coming in fast. That was going to drop in front of Owen Dable. Habeisen will score as Honick delivers his 11th RBI of the year. And Habeisen scores for the second time. 2 hits and 2 runs scored. It's an RBI single for Honick. And it's a 4-0 lead for the Mille Lacs Raiders here in the top of the second. 2 are out. And here comes Mark Vossen, who brought in Habeisen his first time up with an RBI single. Honick is on first, not a very big lead. Now here's a turn and a throw back, and easily back on the dive is Honick. crooked number here in the top of the second inning for the visiting Mille Lacs Raiders. Sjogren's pitch outside, runner goes, the throw down to second, and this one is just a bit late. Honeck steals the bag. Volk with a pretty good throw, but just not quite enough on it to get Honeck. First pitch missed to Vossen. It's 1-2. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs here in the top of the second. Mille Lacs being aggressive on the base pads with these very veteran players. Now a throw in. Swinajewski, nice play to keep that one from heading to center field. Sjogren paying a lot of attention to the Raiders when they're on the base pads. 2 outs. Raiders trying to string more together. Here's a swing and an opposite field flare again for Vossen. That one drops to left. Honeck is around third. He will score back-to-back hits with 2 outs for the 2-3-4 hitters. And Mark Vossen, the senior right fielder, with back-to-back RBI singles. He brings in Honeck. And it's a 5-0 lead for the Raiders here on the road. Fourth hit of the inning for the Raiders against Sjogren. 8th batter of the inning steps in, and the senior catcher Eric Harrington, who had to shed the shin guards again. The first pitch is a fastball just off the plate, ball 1. Harrington walked his first time up. Vossen at first with 2 down. And Mille Lacs up 5-0. Sjogren steps off. Vossen didn't have too big of a lead, but Sjogren wanted to reset things. The step and now the throw over to first, and Vossen dives back safely. That one was fairly close. And the Raiders have been very aggressive on the base pad so far. Now the step in the pitch, and they swing a high pop-up left side. Sjogren calling for it. Sjogren makes the catch in fair territory just next to the third base line. The Mille Lacs Raiders bring 8 to the plate in the top of the second inning, plating 4 runs on 4 hits and a walk. There were no Pine River-Backus errors and 1 runner left on base. So after 1.5, our new score here in Pine River is the Mille Lacs Raiders 5 and the Pine River-Backus Tigers 0. PRB back to the plate when we come back on YourLiveEvent.com.
Hanneken Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hanneken Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. While working with an independent agency like Hanneken Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hanneken Insurance Agency in Pine River. Let Hanneken Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure. With offices also in Little Falls, Piers, or Brainerd, and online at HannekenInsurance.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and bait at locally owned Station 371 in Pine River. Station 371 helps you fuel up with quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is one of the only stops with #1 diesel. Make sure to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with bait, tackle, snacks, along with fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local.
Welcome back. Devin Kruger here with you. And quickly, it's a tall task for the PRB offense, trailing 5-0 to the Mille Lacs Raiders with their ace, Sam Habeisen, on the mound. Andrew Volk going to try to get the offense jump-started for the PRB Tigers. Habeisen sent PRB down in order in the top of the first. So it's Andrew Volk, Brody Mongan, and Dawson Dable here at the bottom of inning number 2. And the first pitch to Andrew Volk is a sinker that drops below the zone 1-0. Volk on the season hitting .158. Has himself a couple of triples. 3 driven in, and Habeisen misses outside. It's 2-0. Mille Lacs with a 4 spot in the top half of the inning. 2 balls and a strike. Habeisen swinging a high pop-up left side, foul territory. Habeisen running, and it's going to be the catcher making the call, but he cannot make the catch. Eric Harrington went over there. Evan Reamer came in. Coach Soderstrom given instruction as Eric Harrington made the call for that catch. Evan Reamer was coming in on it. Ended up falling in between the Bermuda Triangle of Harrington, Reamer, and Habeisen. Strike one to Andrew Volk. Here's the 2-1, and that one in the dirt. Good hold by Volk. He had just started his swing and quickly checked it as that one was spiked into the dirt. Habeisen working from behind. The 3-1 swinging a bouncer off of Habeisen's glove. Charging at second, a little bit of a bobble, and that will be an infield single for Andrew Volk. Took a hop, went off the left wrist of Habeisen, and then Gabe Honick came charging in, but knowing he had to hurry, there was a little bit of a bobble. I'm not going to give an error on that play because Honick was heading towards second base, had to slam on the brakes and try to come in to make a play. Going to give the infield single to Andrew Volk. Leadoff base runner for the Tigers, here's Brody Mongan. Mongan, the senior left fielder, hitting .250 on the year. First pitch down low. That one squirts away from Eric Harrington, but not far enough for Volk to take off towards second. Mongan has one extra base hit. In fact, his lone hit of the year is a double. Has a pair of runs scored. 5-0 Mille Lacs. Nobody out, bottom two. Habeisen from the stretch, and the fastball hits the outside corner, 1-1 to Brody Mongan. Volk with a decent step off of first. Bando with the hold. Habeisen steps and a fastball. That one off the glove of Eric Harrington. It's a called strike. It'll be a pass ball, and Andrew Volk will head to second. So now Mongan with 1-2 count, trying to deliver something for this PRB offense. That one just right off the top of Harrington's glove, so Volk in scoring position. Habeisen sets. Here's the pitch, and a bender popped and fouled. Nice job by Mongan to stay on that one and lift it foul. Habeisen throws with such good velocity that even the breaking ball's got some pretty good zip to it. Still a ball and 2 strikes to Mongan. Here it comes, and that one spiked in the dirt, and Volk is going to move up 90 feet again. This one will be a wild pitch. And Andrew Volk with the leadoff infield single has worked himself all the way around to third without the benefit of a hit or even a productive out for the PRB Tigers. With Mille Lacs building a quick 5-0 lead, the Tigers could certainly use a little momentum shift in their favor. 2-2. Habeisen ready. Here it comes, and a fastball called strike 3. Boy, Mongan was looking for something to break, and Habeisen pumped a fastball right by him. I love that pitch selection. As Mongan got frozen, that fastball went right across the belt line. 1 out. Here in the bottom of the second, 3 strikeouts for Habeisen. Here's the sophomore first baseman Dawson Dable, and the first pitch fastball is in for ball 1. Dawson hitting .313 on the year. He's got 5 hits, including a double, 5 driven in. With a runner at third and 1 out. Bottom of inning number 2. Here's the pitch. That one outside off the plate, and Dable gets ahead 2 balls and no strikes. Volk taking the lead from third. We've seen a couple of balls get behind Eric Harrington, so he's going to be watching closely. Now here's a swing and a miss. Fastball inside, and then a snap throw down the third from Eric Harrington, trying to catch Volk off guard, but Volk is able to scurry back. 2 balls and a strike to the sophomore first baseman Dawson Dable. Habeisen checking Volk at third, not officially being held on. Here's the 2-1, and that one off the plate. 3-1 to Dable. Torrin Desmond awaits in the on-deck circle for the Tigers. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Eric Harrington with the signal. And here comes the 3-1, and that one is low, and it's a ball. Or was that a called strike? No, it was a called strike. I thought he was actually pointing to first because I've seen the home plate umpire do that, where he just kind of points to first on a walk. Instead, that was a called strike. My apologies. 3-2. And now a swing and a miss. How about that from Sam Habeisen? Got the low strike across the bottom of the zone and then burned the table with another fastball. 4 strikeouts for Habeisen. 2 down now for senior third baseman Torrin Desmond. Desmond on the year hitting .455, tops on the team. He's got 5 hits in 11 at-bats, 16 plate appearances. And the first pitch, a swing and a miss late on the fastball as Habeisen gets in front 1-0-1. Desmond has a double, 6-run score. Does not have an RBI yet this year. He's got Andrew Volk standing at third with 2 outs, and now timeout is taken. Volk led off the inning with an infield single that ricocheted off of Habeisen. Pass ball to second, wild pitch to third. Habeisen going to try to keep him there. Here's the 0-1, and a breaking ball rolled to the right side. Honick at second. He bobbles the scoop. The throw to first, still in time. Good hustle down the line by Desmond. But Honick able to recover from the bobble to throw him out, and Pine River-Backus gets a leadoff single with a little help. The runner moves to third, but is stranded there. No runs on a hit. Runner left on board. No errors on the Raiders. And after 2 complete here in Pine River, it is Mille Lacs 5 and Pine River-Backus nothing. Coverage today on YourLiveEvent.com is brought to you in part by Bliss Salon and Boutique in Pequot Lakes, Watt Computer Solutions in Jenkins, Backus Locker, Tremolo Communications, and Country Dock Veterinary Clinic in Pine River. More to come as we head to the third after this on YourLiveEvent.com.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. While working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure. With offices also in Little Falls, Piers, or Brainerd, and online at HannikinInsurance.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and bait at locally owned Station 371 in Pine River. Station 371 helps you fuel up with quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the one of the only stops with #1 diesel. Make sure to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with bait, tackle, snacks, along with fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local.
Communities prosper and grow when you bank locally. Everyone benefits. First National Bank has been serving the Lakes area since 1902, with their focus being on their customers and our communities. They are your hometown bank with hometown pride. First National Bank wishes all the area sports teams the best of luck and are happy to help bring you the live coverage. First National Bank is locally owned and operated with 10 branches from Walker to Baxter. Visit www.fnbnorth.com.
Welcome back. We have a pitching change for the Pine River-Backus Tigers as we head to the top of the third inning. Torrin Desmond has come in to pitch in relief of Jonathan Sjogren. They'll simply flip spots as Sjogren will head to third and Desmond will pitch. Again, I do not have pitching stats for the PRB Tigers. Sjogren threw 46 pitches in 2 innings, allowing the 5 runs all earned for the Raiders. On 6 hits, he walked 2 and struck out 1. 5-0 in favor of the Mille Lacs Raiders as we head to the top of the third. 6, 7, 8 due up for the 4-4 Raiders. Drake Bando to lead off, followed by Tristan Schweik and Evan Reamer. Bando grounded out to second his first time up. He is 0 for 1. And the first pitch from Torrin Desmond is sails high, and it's ball 1. 1 run in the first, 4 in the second for the Raiders, forcing Coach Mike Donnell to pull his senior starter. And now a swing and a miss on a breaking ball, just a kind of slow breaking action on a slider from the senior Desmond. 1-1 to Bando. Andrew Volk gives a sign. Here's a pitch and another swing and a miss as Bando chased one well out of the zone that time. One ball and 2 strikes. Everybody's playing straight away in the infield, upfield. Now a fastball that sails well wide of the zone. Nice job by Volk to lunge over and grab that one. Not that it would have had any effect with bases empty, but still, catchers, you're built to stop it, and it's good practice. Here's the 2-2, and that one spiked in front of the plate. And after getting ahead, Desmond has now filled the count 3-2 to Bando, leading the top of the third off. Stick around following the game. We'll do our usual post-game recap with the notes, numbers, and awards. The kick and the pitch, and a swing and a miss. And how about Torrin Desmond with that sweeping slider? Gets a strikeout to start his day on the hill. Bando down on strikes. And that brings up Tristan Schweik. Nobody on. One out, and here's a first pitch swinging and a shot to right center field. That'll fall for a base hit. Waiting on that one nicely with Schweik, and he is 2 for 2, the junior DH. Schweik came in hitting 133, and he's 2 for 2 today. Came around to score in the second inning, and now with one out, he gets on base here in the third. 5-0 Mille Lacs in front. 4-4 Mille Lacs, 3-3 Pine River-Backus. Here's Evan Reamer. He walked and scored last inning. So Desmond, after the leadoff strikeout, will work from the stretch. Here's the first pitch, and that one in the dirt. That one is spiked, and that's going to be a wild pitch. Moving Schweik up to second base. It'll be 1-0 on Evan Reamer. That one would be incredibly tough for Andrew Volk. Had a lot of spin on it. Had that slider, and then it hit probably 2 feet in front of the plate. Kind of glanced off the left arm of Volk behind him. Really tough one for Volk to handle. 1-0 on Evan Reamer. Now a runner in scoring position. And now we're going to have stoppage, and we're going to have a balk. A balk called on Desmond, and that'll put Schweik at third. And usually, again, the umpires always do a good job of explaining why there was a balk called. I'll be honest, I didn't see it. I didn't hear the explanation. All we know now is that with a 1-0 count on Reamer, Schweik is at third. One out in the top of the third, and now another one in the dirt. This time, Volk blocked it. It squirted away, but not far enough for Schweik to try to make a break for it. 2 balls, no strikes to the junior third baseman for the Raiders, Evan Reamer. Top of the third here in Pine River. Here's the kick of the pitch from Desmond, and a bouncer right back up the middle. That is through to center field, and it's going to be an RBI hit for Evan Reamer. Just his second run driven in of the year, and it pushes the Mille Lacs lead to 6. As Schweik scores for the second time. 1 out here in the top of the third inning. And now it's Coach Thornton, who had an RBI ground out his first time up. Reamer at first, not a very big lead, and this one inside for Thornton, 1-0. Coach Soderstrom with the signs down in the third base coach's box. Leadoff strikeout for Desmond. But then back-to-back base hits. Here's a swing and a fly to left. Quickly heading over, and this one will stay up easily for Brody Mongan. He'll make the snare, and there's 2 down here in the top of the third. Retreating back to first was Evan Reamer. As we go to the top of the order, Wesley Harrington. 0 for 1 with an RBI, laid down a sac bunt that brought in a run last inning. So 3 innings and 3 plate appearances for Harrington, Wesley Harrington that is. 6-0 Mille Lacs Raiders lead. The kick and the pitch, runner goes, it's high, Volk's throw down to second, and it is just late. Great throw by Volk, Swidajewski the slap tag, and just getting the arm underneath it was Reamer for the stolen bag. Pitch was high, it's 1-0 on Wesley Harrington. That was close. Good throw by Volk. Here's the 1-0, and that one down low and outside, and Wesley Harrington gets in front of Torrin Desmond. 2 balls, no strikes. Raiders with one across quickly. Desmond delivers, and that one is a breaking ball that goes low and outside. 3-0 now to West Harrington. Desmond takes a little extra time, now gets the one he wants. Here it is, and that one is a called strike. Caught the outside edge. 3-1. Wind kicking up again a little bit. With a runner at second. Here's the pitch. That one spiked in again. The ball getting away from Volk, but staying at second will be Evan Reamer, as drawing the walk is Wesley Harrington. So first and second with 2 down, and here comes the dangerous Sam Haybeisen, who is already 2 for 2 with a pair of singles, a pair of stolen bases, and a pair of runs scored. 2 outs here in the top of the third. Runners at first and second. The kick and the pitch, and that one in the dirt, Volk. Nice job to block that one, but Desmond falls behind Haybeisen. 1 ball, no strikes. The Raiders have scored in every inning thus far. Continue to pad lead for their ace Haybeisen on the bump. Here's the pitch from Desmond, and that one low and outside. 2-0. At second base is Evan Reamer. At first is Wesley Harrington. Here's the 2-0, and a swing and a number off the end of the bat. Haybeisen wanted one to smack and got a little in front and put that one right off the very edge. 2-1 to the senior pitcher for the Raiders. Raiders trying to win back-to-back in this series, and they're up 6-0 right now. Here's the kick and the pitch, and that one low and outside, and again, 3-1 to the Mille Lacs Raiders batter as Desmond falls behind. Now Haybeisen can sit with that hitter's count. Sun pops out as here's the 3-1, and a swing and a miss, a foul tip. Volk caught it, but it was only strike 2, so Volk was hoping that that was strike 3, which would have been a great tip on, would have been a great catch on the foul tip to end the inning, but they have to see at least one more pitch here. Haybeisen ready, Desmond ready. The pitch, runners go outside, and it's another walk. Back-to-back walks issued by Torrin Desmond. And now the bases are loaded as Evan Reamer moves up to third, Wes Harrington to second, Haybeisen aboard for the 3rd time today at first. Here's Gabe Honick, who delivered an RBI single his last time up. Bounced one right back up the middle. He is 1 for 2. He struck out his first time up against Jonathan Sjogren. 6-0 Mille Lacs lead, and the first pitch from Torrin Desmond is another bender that's outside, ball 1. A lot of Desmond pitches missing outside and low. All against these right-handed hitters for Mille Lacs. Bases juiced, and another balk is called. The second balk of the inning, and that will bring in a run. Evan Reamer will score for the second time. Wesley Harrington will head to third. Haybeisen to second. No pitch on a balk, of course. And Torrin Desmond takes a slow trot back to the mound after coming to get the ball, and a quick talk with Andrew Volk. 7-0 Mille Lacs, 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning. Runners at second and third now for Honick. Here's the kick and the pitch. That one way outside. Volk, nice job keeping that one from getting to the backstop. The senior Desmond laboring a little bit. Volk trying to give him some words of encouragement. As Honick steps back in. Here's the 2-0, and a swing and a bouncer. It's going to be picked up at short. The throw to first in time, and the inning is over. Nice smooth play by Gage Parkin at short. And the toss to his sophomore classmate at first retires Honick and the Raiders, but the Raiders continue their scoring trend here in the top half of each inning. They get 2 runs across here in the top of the 3rd. They do it on a pair of hits. There were no errors. on the Tigers, and 2 runners were left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Our new score here in Pine River. It is Mille Lacs 7 and Pine River-Backus nothing. Today's coverage brought to you in part by Barnum's Pine River Napa Plumbing, etc., and Sherwood Florist and Garden Center in Pine River.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. While working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure. With offices also in Little Falls, Piers, or Brainerd, and online at hannikininsurance.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and bait at locally owned Station 371 in Pine River. Station 371 helps you fuel up with quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the one of the only stops with #1 diesel. Make sure to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with bait, tackle, snacks, along with fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local.
Communities prosper and grow when you bank locally. Everyone benefits. First National Bank has been serving the Lakes area since 1902, with their focus being on their customers and our communities. They are your hometown bank with hometown pride. First National Bank wishes all the area sports teams the best of luck and are happy to help bring you the live coverage. First National Bank is locally owned and operated with 10 branches from Walker to Baxter. Visit www.fnbnorth.com.
To the bottom of inning number 3 we go. Mille Lacs now with a 7-0 lead. Owen Dable steps in for the first time against Sam Haybison, and the first pitch is a fastball right down Main Street for strike number 1. Tigers got a leadoff base runner in the bottom of the second. Now here's a swing and a miss as Haybison blowing a fastball by Owen Dable, the senior center fielder. Brody Day and Ozzie Swidojewski also due up. As Haybison quickly up 0-2, and a swing and a miss, staying with the fastball. Haybison burns Owen Dable, and there's one down here in the bottom of the third. Haybison now with 5 strikeouts on the day, and here is Brody Day, the junior right fielder. And the first pitch misses down low, ball 1. Day on the season, looking for his first hit. He is 0 for 13. Does have an RBI. And then takes the strike. It's 1-1. Gonna see if I can find the PRB softball score from earlier. Doesn't look like it's been reported. Here's a 1-1 from Haybison. Misses high. 2-1 to the junior right fielder Day. 7-0 Mille Lacs. Bases empty in the bottom of the third. Haybison quickly the 2-1, swing and a miss. Day unable to catch up with the fastball, 2-2. Haybison checking in with Harrington. Here it comes, and fastball called. Strike 3 on the outer edge. And back-to-back punch-outs for the senior Haybison to start the bottom of the third. To the top of the order, and senior second baseman Ozzie Swidojewski. Nobody aboard for the Tigers, home half of the third. Swidojewski bounced one to the right side and was out on a 3-1 put out. He is 0 for 1. Bases are empty. Haybison delivers, and here's a swing and a shot to the right side. That one is going to bounce. It's going to leak into right field, and Swidojewski is aboard with a 2-out single. First ball that has left the infield for the Tigers. It's their second hit of the game. Swidojewski on for Gage Parkin. Time called as the Tigers had a bat laying in the on-deck circle. They got to make sure they get that picked up. Now stepping in, Parkin, a strikeout victim his first time up. 2 away here in the bottom of the third. Mille Lacs with a 7-0 advantage. Swidojewski, nice little lead over at first. Haybison, the first pitch, a swing and a miss, and a big rip taken by Parkin. It's 0-1. Pine River-Backus softball leading Mille Lacs 7-1 up in LaPorte. Nevis leading Pequot Lakes 3-2. A long look in, the 0-1, and a swing and a shot foul out of play. 0-2 to Gage Parkin. Baseball, Parker's Prairie on top of Pillager 2-0. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch, swinging a flare foul again. Parkin trying to hang tough at 0-2. Aiken defeated Moose Lake Willow River today, 13-6. Another 0-2 to Parkin. Here it comes. Breaking ball. Look out. Parkin spun away. Hayweisen tried to spin that one over the inside edge. Pine River-Backus softball defeated LaPorte today, 23-7. Runner on first, 2 outs here. Bottom 3. Haybeisen's pitched, and a breaking ball swung on and fouled off. Parkin just nicking that one to stay alive again at 1-2. Pillager softball tied with Osakis at 1 right now. Here's the pitch and a fastball high. Good eye by Parkin. Didn't chase the high heat. I love high heat on a 1-2 pitch like that. Around the shoulders, tough for a hitter to lay off of, but Parkin did just that. So Dejewski's at first, taking another half-step lead. Here's the 2-2 and a swing and a miss. Haybeisen got him with a fastball. And Haybeisen has struck out the side here in the bottom of the third. A 2-out base hit for the Tigers, but they leave the runner stranded. We are through 3 here in Pine River. It is Mille Lacs 7, Pine River-Backus nothing. We're back with more right after this on YourLiveEvent.com.
Hanneken Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hanneken Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. While working with an independent agency like Hanneken Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hanneken Insurance Agency in Pine River. Let Hanneken Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure. With offices also in Little Falls, Piers, or Brainerd, and online at HannekenInsurance.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and bait at locally owned Station 371 in Pine River. Station 371 helps you fuel up with quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the one of the only stops with #1 diesel. Make sure to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with bait, tackle, snacks, along with fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local.
Communities prosper and grow when you bank locally. Everyone benefits. First National Bank has been serving the Lakes area since 1902, with their focus being on their customers and our communities. They are your hometown bank with hometown pride. First National Bank wishes all the area sports teams the best of luck and are happy to help bring you the live coverage. First National Bank is locally owned and operated with 10 branches from Walker to Baxter. Visit www.fnbnorth.com.
We head to the 4th through 3 innings here in Pine River today. Mille Lacs 4-4, Pine River-Backus 3-3. Mille Lacs has 7 runs on 8 hits. They've left 5 runners on base. Pine River-Backus no runs on 2 hits, both runners left on base. No errors from either team, so all 7 runs for Mille Lacs are earned. As we go to the top of the 4th inning, Torrin Desmond will go out for his 2nd inning of work for the Pine River-Backus Tigers. And he will face in the top half of the 4th, 4, 5, and 6 in the Raiders order. Senior Mark Vossen will lead things off, followed by Eric Harrington and Drake Bando. Vossen 2 for 2 with a pair of RBI singles. He leads off with a slow little drubber back to Desmond. The high lob over, but gloved by Dawson Dable. And on 1 pitch, Vossen's retired. He has 3 at-bats. He's only seen 4 pitches. So he is an aggressive hitter. And he's the first out in the top of the 4th. Tigers desperately needing a clean inning. Mille Lacs scoring in each inning thus far. 1 in the 1st, 4 in the 2nd, and 2 more in the 3rd. Here's Eric Harrington. 0 for 1 with a walk. And the first pitch is a curveball that drops low, ball 1. One out here, top of the fourth inning. And for Mille, with a guy like Haybison on the mound, this is where is a 1-0 pitch way off the plate, 2-0. You start thinking, is it possible to get a few more runs across and give yourselves a chance to get the 10-run mercy rule? Can help save Haybison a few pitches and get you heading home a little early. Of course, the Tigers are going to have other plans. And here's a swing and a roller to short. Nice, easy hop for Parkin. A strong throw to Dable, and there's 2 away to start the top of the fourth. Tiger fans cheering on that defensive effort and hoping for a clean inning. Here's Drake Bando, who's 0 for 2. Bando so far a bouncer to second and a strikeout. In fact, he was the first batter to face Torrin Desmond when he came in relief last inning. Went down swinging, and Desmond misses low and outside, 1-0. 7-0 Mille Lacs lead, nobody aboard, 2 outs, top of inning number 4. And there is a called strike on the 1-0 offering. 1 ball, 1 strike to the senior first baseman. Desmond working quickly with Andrew Volk. Here's the 1-1. That one down in the dirt. A lot of curveballs, a lot of breaking stuff, and quite a few hitting the dirt from Desmond. Got to try to just get a little more consistent on getting that strike zone. 2 balls and a strike to Bando. Here it comes, and that one dips low and hits the dirt. 3-1 to Bando. Good hustle by Tristan Schweik, tracking down the balls that got behind Andrew Volk. 3 balls and a strike to Bando. Here it comes, and that one is a called strike on the outer edge. And the count fills up for Drake Bando. Desmond will look in with 2 away. Here it comes, and that one is a called strike 3. Bando with a bit of a look of surprise. He thought it was outside in the first scoreless inning for the Raiders offense. In 1-2-3 fashion, as Bando strikes out for the second time against Torrin Desmond, and the Raiders go down in order in the top of the fourth. No runs, no hits, nobody left. Bottom of 4 coming right up. It's a 7-0 Raiders lead on yourliveevent.com. So the sponsors helping us bring you today's coverage include trustworthy components of Pine River, Serenity Now Yarn and Alpaca Shop in Pine River, and Laco Heating and Air in Pine River.
Hanneken Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hanneken Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. While working with an independent agency like Hanneken Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hanneken Insurance Agency in Pine River. Let Hanneken Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure. With offices also in Little Falls, Piers, or Brainerd, and online at HannekenInsurance.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and bait at locally owned Station 371 in Pine River. Station 371 helps you fuel up with quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the one of the only stops with #1 diesel. Make sure to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with bait, tackle, snacks, along with fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local
Community.
Welcome back to Pine River, heading to the home half of inning number 4. 7-0 Mille Lacs. Pine River-Backus hoping to build off a touch of momentum with a 1-2-3 top half of the inning, but it's been tough to solve Sam Haybison. 50 pitches through 3 innings with 7 strikeouts. Tigers have managed 2 hits, a leadoff single in the second, and a 2-out single in the third. Here in the fourth, it's the heart of the order. Jonathan Sjogren, Andrew Volk, and Brody Mongan. Sjogren struck out his first time up, showed up and squared up to show bunt, pulled it back, and there was a spike in the dirt from Haybison, 1-0. Right at the start of the game was kind of cloudy. Sun came out, went behind some clouds. Now the sun back out. Feels awfully nice with the sun shining on us. Here's a swing and a bouncer towards short. It's scooped up, it's bobbled, and it is going to be Sjogren aboard on our first error of the game. Coach Thornton on a hip-high hop could not field it cleanly, and the leadoff runner on for the second time for the PRB Tigers. First error today charged against the Mille Lacs shortstop. That brings up Andrew Volk, who led off the second inning with an infield single. Bounced one right back towards Haybeisen, ricocheted off his wrist. Honick couldn't quite corral it in time to make the play at first. Here's the kick in the pitch, and a swing and a bouncer again to short. Thornton this time, and the throw to second will be in time. Throw to first, nowhere close. That time, a much cleaner play. Parkin did a nice job and then took that lead out. They get Sjogren out 6-4 on that put out. It's a fielder's choice for Volk, so he goes to 1 for 2 on the day. He's on first for 1 out. With 1 out, bottom of the fourth inning, and a 7-0 Mille Lacs lead. As here's Brody Mongan, who was caught looking his first time up. Volk runs for himself over at first base. Here's the kick and the pitch, and that fastball right at the belt line. It's 0-1 to Mongan. Peek over at first base with Banda holding the runner. Haybeisen from the stretch, and a fastball swung on and missed. Blew that one by Mongan. A big rip and a miss, 0-2. Haybeisen again likes to work quickly. Checks in with Eric Harrington behind the dish. Couple of peeks at first base. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Stayed again with the fastball. Mongan down on strikes. 2 down in the home fourth. Eight strikeouts for Sam Haybeisen, and here's sophomore first baseman Dawson Dable. He was a strikeout victim his first time up. Bottom 4, 1 away. 1 runner on, 2 away. And the first pitch, swing and a roller to Honick at second. On a high hop, he'll throw to second for the force. Hip high hop and made the turn and forced off Volk at second. It'll be a fielder's choice and a fairly quick bottom of the fourth inning for the PRB Tigers. No runs, no hits. The first error of the game committed by the Raiders. 1 runner left on base. We are through 4 here in Pine River. It is 7-0 Mille Lacs here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Hanneken Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hanneken Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. While working with an independent agency like Hanneken Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hanneken Insurance Agency in Pine River. Let Hanneken Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure. With offices also in Little Falls, Piers, or Brainerd, and online at HannekenInsurance.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and bait at locally owned Station 371 in Pine River. Station 371 helps you fuel up with quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the one of the only stops with #1 diesel. Make sure to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with bait, tackle, snacks, along with fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local.
Communities prosper and grow when you bank locally. Everyone benefits. First National Bank has been serving the Lakes area since 1902, with their focus being on their customers and our communities. They are your hometown bank with hometown pride. First National Bank wishes all the area sports teams the best of luck and are happy to help bring you the live coverage. First National Bank is locally owned and operated with 10 branches from Walker to Baxter. Visit www.fnbnorth.com. The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like the PRB Activities page on Facebook for information on Booster Club events and fundraisers. The Booster Club could use your help with great events and fundraisers, all giving back to the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information, email prboosterclub1@gmail.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month, 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Booster Club and all its...
Schrupp Excavating LLC is ready to serve you with any excavation project. Schrupp Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep, demolition, road and driveway construction, basements, septic system design and installation, stumper brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 43 years and still digging it right. Schrupp Shrub Excavating will have your project done right and on time. Serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Shrub Excavating LLC. And online at shrubexcavating.com.
Great.
We welcome you back to Pine River. Another pitching change for the Pine River-Backus Tigers as we go to the top of the 5th inning. Junior Brody Day is on the mound. He comes in from right field to pitch, and lots more defensive changes. Doesn't look like there's any lineup changes, as we've got Brody Day coming into pitch. Torrin Desmond is going to go to second base. Jonathan Sjogren will stay at third. Gage Parkin is the new catcher. Ozzie Swidajewski is the new shortstop, and the first pitch is swung on and missed. Tristan Schweik, the designated hitter, leading off from Mille Lacs in the top of the 5th. Schweik, Reamer, and Thornton, the bottom of the order. Schweik, though, 2 for 2. A couple of singles and a couple of runs scored. So Torrin Desmond went 2 innings, gave up 2 runs, both earned on 2 hits, and there's a swing and a foul tip. And Day gets ahead of Schweik, 0-2. Desmond threw 36 pitches, walked 2, struck out 2. 7-0 Mille Lacs in the top of the 5th. And here's a fastball that stays up high, 1-2 on Schweik. So we got Parkin behind the plate, Day pitching, Sjogren at third, Swidajewski at short, Desmond is at second, and Andrew Volk went out to right field. Here's a pitch, a swing and a pop-up. Left side, and it's going to be Day making the call, and he'll make the catch right and at the line, fair territory, and the leadoff out in the top of the 5th inning. Tristan Schweik with the pop-out brings up Evan Reamer. Reamer is 1 for 1. He walked and scored in the second, had an RBI single, and scored in the third. 1 out, nobody on, top of the 5th. Raiders lead at 7-0, and the first pitch from Day, that one is a bit low and off the plate, 1-0. Again, tomorrow, Mille Lacs, you're going to head back down to the south side of Mille Lacs Lake and then head all the way back up tomorrow to Nevis for a couple of games. And that one got away from Day behind Reamer. It's 2-0. The Raiders will take on Nevis and Bertha Hewitt Verndale tomorrow. 2 more section games for the Raiders. PRB back at it Monday at home against Bagley if the rain doesn't come. And now another one that's well off the plate. Day with some decent velocity, but after the leadoff out, 3 pitches and none of them real close for Evan Reamer. Tigers hosting Bagley on Monday. That one's scheduled for a 4:10 pregame right here with audio on yourliveevent.com. The 3-0, and Day spikes that one into the dirt, hits right in front. And now hustling to first is Evan Reamer. He's going to round first and stop there. Good job by both Reamer to hustle down the first base line to just see if the Tigers get caught not hustling, and a good job by Gage Parkin to quickly get after it to not allow Reamer to try to sneak to second. Reamer does have a stolen base on the day. So a 1-out walk issued by Brody Day, third pitcher of the day for the PRB Tigers. And here's Coach Thornton, and he will take a strike. Thornton is 0 for 2 with an RBI groundout and a flyout. 7-0 Mille Lacs lead, top of the 5th. Top of the order is due up next. Runner goes, and here's the kick of the pitch. That one well outside. Parkin, nice throw to second, but way late. Day has a little bit higher leg kick from the stretch, and Evan Reamer swipes his second bag of the day as it goes to 1-1 on Coach Thornton. Raiders now have 5 stolen bases today. They are very aggressive on the base pads and have the speed to do it. 1-1 to the number 9 batter, the freshman shortstop. And now on a fastball low and outside, nicely picked by Parkin there. Like the velocity from Day. Has a little bit of an angle to his throw, can throw hitters off. Just got to bring that control. Here's the 2-1. That one spiked down, and a big step towards third, but then hitting the brakes was Reamer. He'll trot back to second base. Now 3-1 on Coach Thornton. Day checks in with Parkin behind the plate. Here comes that one low, and that one's going to get past. That'll be a wild pitch. Reamer heads to third, and back-to-back walks after the opening out issued by Brody Day, and Mille Lacs has the ducks on the pond, as they say. Runners at the corners, 1 out, top of the 5th. And the top of the order, Wesley Harrington. Looking for his first hit today. He has been to the plate 3 times. He is 0 for 1 officially. A ground out, a sacrifice bunt for an RBI, and a walk. Runners at the corners, runner at first goes. It's a fastball high, and the throw will go right back today. It'll be defensive indifference as Thornton takes second. Doesn't get credit for the stolen bag. Pine River-Backus going to keep the infield kind of straight away. Here's the 1-0 and a swing and a miss. That one by Day was right where he needed it. 1-1 for Wes Harrington. Sam Haybison due up next. 1 out. Day from the stretch. Here it comes, and that one off the plate, low and outside. 2-1. Tristan Schweik led off the inning by popping out. And back-to-back walks issued by Brody Day. Third pitcher used today by the Tigers. The 2-1 to the top of the order. A swing and a pop-up right side. Foul territory. Dawson Dable near the dugout makes the catch. And not taking at third is Evan Reamer. So the foul pop-out gives Pine River-Backus a little life to potentially get out of this inning unscathed, but the most potentially, I'm going to say possibly the most dangerous hitter for the Mille Lacs Raiders steps in, and Sam Haybison 2 for 2 with a couple of singles and a walk. Reached base all 3 of the first 3 innings with 2 outs. Here's the pitch, a swing and a miss. Big rip by Haybison, came up empty 0-1. Reamer at third, Thornton at second with 2 down in the top of the 5th. Day is ready. Here it comes, and a swing and a bouncer left side, and that one is foul. Reamer had to jump out of the way. 0-2 to Haybison, the senior pitcher for the Raiders. Fourth inning was the first scoreless inning for the Tigers defense. With 2 outs, Brody Day trying to get a big out here. Here's the 0-2 and a swing and a nubber foul. Haybison stays alive, just chopping one behind him. After the foul tip, everybody gets reset. Reamer at third, Thornton at second. Day's got the one he wants. And the 0-2 and a called strike 3, and what a punch out by Brody Day to end the inning. Day collects his first strikeout and strands 2 in scoring position. No runs for the Raiders in the top of the 5th. No hits, pair of walks, and a pair of runners left stranded. The score stays Mille Lacs 7 and Pine River-Backus nothing. Home 5th right after this on YourLiveEvent.com.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. While working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure. With offices also in Little Falls, Piers, or Brainerd, and online at HannikinInsurance.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and bait at locally owned Station 371 in Pine River. Station 371 helps you fuel up with quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the one of the only stops with #1 diesel. Make sure to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with bait, tackle, snacks, along with fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local.
Devin Kruger back with you as we go to the bottom of inning number 5. The Mille Lacs Raiders leading the Pine River-Backus Tigers 7-0. Section 5A matchup. Both teams at 500 coming into today. Mille Lacs 4-4. Pine River-Backus 3-3. Both of them 2-1 within the section. Back-to-back scoreless innings for the Tigers defense. Still trying to solve Sam Habeisen on the mound on the offensive side. Tigers no runs, just 2 hits through 4 innings. They will send 7, 8, and 9 due up against the senior ace. Torrin Desmond, Owen Dable, and Brody Day. Here's the first pitch in the home half of the 5th, and it's a called strike on Desmond, 0-1. He grounded out to second baseman Honick his first time up. Habeisen quickly back into it, and a late swing and a miss on the fastball. And Habeisen, I think, sensing a little bit that the Tigers having trouble catching up to the heat. Again, Habeisen works quickly, too. Here comes the 0-2 fastball, called strike 3, and he makes quick work of Torrin Desmond for strikeout number 9 on the day. Habeisen now over 40 strikeouts in 20 innings. Now here comes the senior center fielder, Owen Dable. He struck out his first time against Habeisen. Nobody on and 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. He squares up and tries to bunt, but missed it. Sometimes when you're having trouble, just try to square up, get that ball in play, see what happens. Here's the 0-1 and a swing and a bouncer to short. Thornton with the glove. The throw is low, and Bandow is able to, got by him. Heading for 2 is Owen Dable, and that one was in the dirt. That'll be another error charge to the Mille Raiders. And Owen Dable is on second with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Second error charge as Thornton had that one gloved cleanly. Dable's got some pretty decent speed. The throw was low. Bando couldn't make the pick. And here comes Brody Day, who struck out his first time up. That's what you're talking about, just put the ball in play. Sometimes things can happen. Both coaches addressed fielding issues in the pregame interview. With 1 out, here's a swing and a miss. Day late on the fastball, 0-1. So we head towards the end of April. That's one of the key things both coaches were talking about working on is get the fielding miscues taken care of. There's a fastball strike on the outer edge, and Habeisen quickly ahead of Day, 0-2. Swidajewski due on deck. With Owen Dable at second. Habeisen ready. Owen Dable takes off for third. Here's the step. The throw to third. Is it in time? It is. Mike Diddell had Owen Dable just do a test, and I think you're trying to see if they can get Habeisen to flinch and get called for the balk. Instead, Dable erased from the base pads 1-5 on the caught stealing. Base is empty now for Day, and here comes the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Habeisen throws one by Brody Day, his 10th strikeout of the day, and the Tigers down in the home 5th. No runs, no hits, 1 error, nobody left on. We are through 5 here in Pine River. The Mille Raiders have the lead 7-0. Today's broadcast on YourLiveEvent.com brought to you in part by Backus Locker, Tremolo Communications, Country Doc Veterinary Clinic in Pine River, Laco Heating and Air in Pine River, and Serenity Now Yarn and Alpaca Shop in Pine River. We are back with more right after this on YourLiveEvent.com.
Hanneken Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hanneken Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. While working with an independent agency like Hanneken Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hanneken Insurance Agency in Pine River. Let Hanneken Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure. With offices also in Little Falls, Piers, or Brainerd, and online at HannekenInsurance.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and bait at locally owned Station 371 in Pine River. Station 371 helps you fuel up with quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the one of the only stops with #1 diesel. Make sure to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with bait, tackle, snacks, along with fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local.
Devin Kruger back with you through 5 innings as the wind you can hear gusting up once again here in Pine River, but the sun is still shining. That's the key. Through 5 innings, no runs on 2 hits, 3 runners left on base for Pine River-Backus. For Mille Lacs, 7 runs on 8 hits, 2 fielding errors, and 7 runners left on. In the top of the 6th, second inning of work for Brody Day. He'll face 3, 4, and 5. Gabe Honick, Mark Vossen, and Eric Harrington. Jonathan Sjogren got the start, went 2 innings, allowed 5 runs, all earned on 6 hits. Torrin Desmond went 2 innings, allowed 2 runs, both earned on 2 hits. Brody Day kept the Raiders off the board in his first inning of work in the 5th. For Sam Habeisen for the Mille Lacs Raiders, he has thrown 65 pitches through 5 innings and is working on a 2-hitter with 10 strikeouts. Here's the first pitch in the 6th inning, and it's inside. Gabe Honick, 1-0. Honick 1 for 3, had an RBI single and scored back in the 2nd. Here's the pitch from Day, and that one just misses low and off the plate, 2-0. And following today's contest, notes, numbers, our awards, all here on yourliveevent.com before we head to our weekend. Now there's a 2-seam that was outside and popped out of the glove of Gage Parkin. Parkin, the second catcher used by the Tigers, as Coach Donnell switched around some defensive assignments. Here's a 3-0, and Day lobs one in. Honick taking the whole way, 3-1. Duluth Marshall and Moose Lake Willow River scheduled for a 3:30 start. They're only in the 2nd inning. Now there's a strike called too as Day battles back, full count on Honick. We're set to have Aiken and Duluth Marshall on the Gobbler KKN AM, and that might end up being an under the lights game, which thankfully over there they have them. Here's the payoff to Honick, and it's inside. Gabe Honick draws a leadoff walk here in the 6th. 3rd walk issued by Brody Day, and that brings up Mark Vossen. 2 for 3 with a couple of RBI singles for the senior right fielder today. Vossen came in hitting .333, had just 3 RBIs, so he's got 2 already. Honick at first, and the first pitch, that one's behind Vossen. And Honick had taken off. Mille Lacs is hollering 3-3-3. They want Honick to try to take another one. He took off on the pitch, so it will be a stolen base instead of a wild pitch. 2nd stolen base for Honick today, 1-0 on Mark Vossen. Now a chance for him to double his RBI total for the year if he gets a hit here to drive in a run. 7-0 Mille Lacs, and Day will step off and look Honick back to the second base bag. Pine River-Backus pitching has issued 7 total walks now on the day, compared to 4 strikeouts. Now one low and inside. That one in the dirt, and that one's going to be a pass ball. Is that one? Well, actually, correction, that will be a wild pitch. It leaked away from Parkin, and Honick reacted to it quicker than Parkin. And Gabe Honick is now at 3rd with nobody out here in the top of the 6th, and a 2-0 count for Mark Vossen. Day ready. Vossen watches high, 3-0. This is where it gets a little dangerous for, what does Coach Donnell want to do? 3rd pitcher of the day. You're down 7-0. You got to get some guys some innings. You want to get some guys some innings. As there's a 3-0 fastball for a strike from Day, 3-1. But you also don't want a pitcher's confidence to be shaken too much if they really start struggling to consistently throw strikes. Now, Day worked out of a couple of walks last inning without allowing a run. Here's the 3-1, and that is a called strike 2. But of course, as soon as I say that, the announcer jinx works into effect as Day fell behind Honick, ended up losing him, but got it to a full count. Now he does the same with Vossen, works the count back to full. He sets. Here it is, and it is a called strike 3, and how about that job by Brody Day? Sometimes the announcer jinx works in the right way for some players. 2nd strikeout for Day. Both looking. 1 out here in the top of the 6th for Eric Harrington, who is 0 for 2 with a walk. Senior catcher has struggled from the plate this year for the Raiders. Has got a runner at 3rd, and the first pitch right in for a strike as Day gets in front 0-1. Harrington hitting .174 on the year. And 0 for 2 today. Mille Lacs leading 7-0. We're in the top of the 6th. Here it comes from Day, and there's a half swing and another strike, 0-2. Harrington got locked up on one inside. Day trying to get himself into a rhythm. Gabe Honix over at third. Here it comes, and that one is a ball, just missed. That looked like a very similar spot where Vossen just got rung up. And sometimes that happens. 1-2 to Eric Harrington. Here's the kick and the pitch, and a swing and a pop. That one's going to just clear the fence near us. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again to Eric Harrington. Lacs scored all their runs in the first 3 innings. Here's the pitch from Day, and that one way outside. That one's going to get to the backstop, and that is going to allow Honig to score for the second time. That'll be a wild pitch, and for the first time since the 3rd inning, Mille Lacs tallies a run. 1 in the first, 4 in the second, 2 in the third, and now they get another one here in the top of the 6th. Now the bases are empty with 1 out. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count to Eric Harrington. Here it comes from Day, and a swing and a bouncer to the right side. Desmond picks it up, drops it at second. The flip underhand to first, and it is in time for the out. Didn't catch this at first base. There has been a change as well. Junior Dominic Rock. Dominic Rock is at first base for the